Charge up your game with excitement. Highest odds on the market. Coverage of all live and pre-match events. Place your bets with Solid Bookmaker and win with your favorite teams. Take what's rightfully yours with GG.bet.
Hello folks and welcome back to what will be the final best of 3 of the evening. We're here of course with the StarLadder closed qualifiers, the China qualifier of course. And our final best of 3 is going to see Aster face off against BTR. Certainly set to be quite the matchup and probably one of the closer games we've seen this evening. We did actually have a fairly interesting best of 3 just about an hour or so ago, but also we also saw Vici have a pretty thrill of a matchup as well, to be honest. I'm just trying to verify the exact score that Vici game ended in, but I know it was pretty close. Of course, we're also going to see eHome and Tai Lu play. They're going to be playing over on stream number 1. And concurrent to that, there will also be 8 Easy versus Nirvana. I believe they might be playing. Is that, or it's going to be iPet playing? One of the two. Yeah, I've just seen the Vici Firepower game was a 2-0 in the end, but it went to OT first map, I believe. It was pretty back and forth. Oh, here we go, let's see what will happen now. Gonna just go by names in server and try and keep things easy. 813 will now be known as 8. I think it makes life a little simpler for us. He's going to be holding bottom banana against 2 players there, both falling back now, so just a little bit of map control for Aster where possible. Likely now just going to group up together and basically crunch out on towards A. Their duels need to be on point though, struggling somewhat as they do try and take in towards pit. Mr. Mao is going to find himself one solid frag to at least start things off. The smoke's pretty good as well, and with Kate coming flying on through, it's an easy pistol at this point for Aster. No real way for the CT1 to bring this back, especially when you've got Rick holding mid in the way he is. Really, very little he can do now. We could go at the 1v5, but it's pretty much off the table. Of course, folks, if you are a little new here, we do try and keep this a bit more of an interactive stream, so by all means, feel free to get involved in the chat, let us know your thoughts, opinions, ask any questions. More than happy to have a bit of an open discussion. Main priority here now for the T side is just keep it clean. Don't give up any opportunities to these pistols. Just group up. Use a bit of blob mentality. Don't allow these deagles on B to catch you by surprise. It's a great angle here. It's the happy corner. Looks like nothing will come through. Good molly execute as well. Just going with what they know and trust right now. It's going to do wonders for them, but they've got to be careful. The rotations are coming through thick and fast, and because of the smoke, they've yet to bite the bullet. Penguins, man, I swear you were trying to go to bed or something. Your exact words were me to tell you to go to sleep. If you were still here during this best of 3, I believe. Either way. The B-side play going to come through. Aggression going to get close. Pistols, pretty good job so far. That BTR prediction looking a little bit more meaty now. Every single kill going the way of the CT side as they swamp their way on towards B. Aster struggling to get anything done there, just playing to the prime position of those pistols. Now, in terms of the veto, just to give you guys a bit of a refresher, The veto is as follows. This is where the veto is not on my screen, isn't it? There we go. So, Aster removed Nuke, BTR removed Vertigo, Aster picked Inferno, BTR picked Train, Aster removed Overpass, BTR then removed Dust 2, and that leaves us with Mirage. It's going to be interesting. Jerome would have just heard some steps in apartments. It's going to prompt a rotate from Kate. P250 might have to do something, but Impression just says no thank you. Drops them all dead as they try and make something work here. Jerome will eventually fall, but Impression's having a great time right now, just making a real dent in this T-side. Finally, Dream will trade, but too little, too late. Impression has done enough. A triple kill for him. BTR locking in a 2-round advantage here now. Aster just on the 1, of course, and with the pistols, that 2-round lead really will begin to take shape here. Providing we don't see any madness, and well, there's the force up, so madness it is. CZ's in play, UMP as well on Dream. It's a ballsy decision, to be honest, if you're Aster. Spending every cent into basically what is going to be a glorified hero SMG CZ play. You certainly have to hope that the utility they've got will be put to use as well. Maybe a set piece, but I say that, they've literally got the 1 smoke that's going to be thrown towards long. BTR can literally grind them out of this. Really concerning situation for them currently. Just so much reliance on these SMGs now. The shots really have to go their way. Let's see, they burst on out. Impression looks a little oblivious to the fact that apartments could be pushed. Gonna kind of trust in his teammates in pit. Even though it looks like they are going to fill the gap as Jerome gets a triple kill of his own. And his teammate in pit will cover his back as he catches undercover, who's pushing through short. Yeah, Penguin, I've actually noticed that as well through just sort of commentating the CQ. We've seen consistently, I think, especially maybe in the lower echelons of play, sort of outside of your top 3, top 4 sort of teams in China, that they have very aggressive tendencies in the buys, right? Like, they really like to go for the full force-ups, SMGs, CZs, etc. It's an interesting approach because, you know, obviously it is literally a roll of the dice, but I think it leads you so far down if it goes wrong. You know, they would have been 3-1 now, but going into a buy. Instead, it's going to be 4-1. Yes, they'll be able to get the AWP up instead, but all in all, I still think it's effectively giving away a round, potentially. Rather costly, or 2 rounds, should I say. Obviously, still a potential win condition here, not to write off the round completely, but a glass cannon M4 and P250. I don't think you've heard anyone singing about that. A saving grace may well be undercover, because I don't know if Jerome necessarily is aware of the fact that someone could be in pit. It looks like he's going to be checking for it, though, basically assuming that the A site has been taken. Question is, does he need to retake it single-handedly? He could just wait, play for the info, and catch a Dream, because he's not seen the bomb. He knows that the bomb is not on site. And obviously, we know that bomb could be coming up. So for Jerome right now, patience has to be the #1 thing. He's really just trusting himself. Fortunately, kind of sounds open to pit, and we do see the peak come in from undercover, so it is just a matter of timing. And that puts us here, 2-on-2. Still no Kevlar in play, of course, for the T side, but it's worth noting they did pick up the AK, so it's going to be 2 rifles. What really matters now for Aster is that first shot. Providing they can hit the first shot, they're actually in a pretty good position here. That said, utility, of course, heavily favouring the CT side. The Molotov burning the pit player out, leaving him out all on 1. And he makes it stick. Swings out wide from the box and connects to the double kill because both players look towards site. And that's the misplay. No realisation that someone could be towards graveyard or could swing wide from the site itself. Instead, they both do the sharp 90-degree turn to the left and immediately get punished for it. And that's a big round to lose, right? Because, you know, we're talking about the fact that Aster gambled and bought pistols. And that went wrong. But then on the effectively full eco, they win that. Really a big problem for BTR, to be honest. If they struggle to close the ecos, who knows what could happen later on through this half. This round becomes even more critical for them because their economy is on a tightrope. And giving away a free pick there, just peeking into the flash, absolute disaster. Thankfully, we do see a trade, but a tough round so far for BDR Stomach. Just losing an additional player and impression. Nearly getting caught creeping into the smoke there. The tick rate actually on these Go TVs isn't too bad, so it should be fairly reasonable. The only thing you got to take into account is the ping between the Go TV relay and the Go TV. So we're on a relay, so what I see is actually this is connected to a European server. So for me being located in the UK, I've probably got 15 ping to this Go TV. The only question mark will be the connection between the relay and the actual server, but I don't imagine it'll be too bad providing the routing's done right. So yeah, it looks pretty good. You'd notice the jerking a little bit more if that was the case. 25 seconds here. 81 going to get himself a plant and a kill for his troubles, leaving just now a player who I still haven't figured out how to pronounce his name. I almost want to say Adren. It kind of makes me think it's got the Adren without the E. I think if you're Aster right now, you really are laughing though. You have to bring back the Felico and equalise the scoreline from there it's just huge for them. Really puts them on the right foot forward on their T side. And they can look to take the lead as well against a significantly weakened opposition. PTR not going to live up to the stereotype we've seen so far. And instead, they are just going to keep money in the bank and focus on round number 8. But that will make life complicated for them. This lack of weaponry really relies on that AUG to put in the work. Nade stack comes down through mid. Both nades thrown, a lot of damage done, and fair play to them. Look at the amount of damage done to the Aster lineup. 37 HP on Rickmaster. Mayo on the 77. We do see a trade kill come through, but again, damage done. He'll win this duel if he swings it. He even catches him with a nade out, so no response at all from the Aster lineup there. Out matters get worse as the mid smoke is the only thing that comes between him and undercover. Quite going to see the kill. He'll spam through the smoke and try his best, but unfortunately the frag won't quite connect. This is where problems begin to set in. If they go B here, they win the round. Unless we see some like sick double dinks from the USP, but really should be. Oh, surely not. So much damage done there though. 7 and 3 HP. I wouldn't call this impossible, I'd just say it's a slim chance. He didn't whiff the third shot with the USP there though, we could be seeing a different round. Unfortunately, another duel was lost in Banana though, so it does leave us here, of course, the 1v3. Benefit for Aster is at least being able to save those 2 players who are solo. They will have to rebuy the Kev. So that will cost them a little. But all in all, not too bad. Ooh, the Mag 7's out to play. As a reminder, folks, if you have just joined us, I'm aware that a couple of players in the server are using slightly different names than they would otherwise go by. But for sake of perhaps a newer audience and just for clarity's sake of keeping it easy, we are going to go by as close to possible what's in the server, just as I said, to really make life easy for potentially the newer fans. Slightly tough round here. Double molly towards short is going to completely set ablaze those apartments. Still delayed now as the flames are extinguished, but the smokes begin to bloom. Leaves us here. Aster stuck. Having to make the decision, do we just keep our advance up towards A or do we rotate away? We can see the call they made. They decided relocate towards the B site here. Yeah, we're going to lead the charge. No utility left to be thrown by one smoke, and really that has to go towards CT. But we'll go over those, so at least there's that, and added benefit. Now immediately comes through. The flash leaves him blind, so although he sees a player, he doesn't react. Thankfully, we'll win out the duel anyway. You see him crossing to the site fairly safely. Really dealing with construction till a little later, but thankfully it all sort of works out in the end. Fortunately now that 2v3 pretty much crumbles. Kind of relying on the banana duel being won. Can't really expect much more from Jerome here. Great opener so far. Keeping it clean against the pistols is the objective, of course. Only allowing the one free pick at a bit of damage, not half bad. Okay, we'll sneak through the smoke. I have to be a little careful here, given the fact that AK is now in prime position. That was the one key difference in the last round the BTR had. The rifle really wasn't on the site. Well, turns out his impression of the Deagle landed the shots anyway. Molotov will force him to swing though. Pretty much nullifies his opportunities. That leaves just one now. One CZ will have to hop through a smoke and get taken on down. Aster pulling up an advantage here. First map looking pretty good for them on their T side. We'll see an immediate buy back from BTR, but they can't get close. They drop this and a lead really starts to take shape for Aster. First blood going either way. Need to be so careful here though, given that already a player's up through a long impression. Practically ready to peek right into him. It's just a matter of time. There you have it. Swings out wide, gets it done. Dream is going to be there to trade almost instantaneously though. That does keep us in the 3v3. He's like somewhat locked out. The smoke down, it's going to help. But there is a gap on the right hand side which could be played into. Depending on, frankly, the balls of impression if he wants to take the aggressive fight.
Bomb has been
planted. Retake attempt still. Has a little bit of life left in it. Running out of time though. Molly will go up towards upper. That will prompt, I imagine, an attempt just to stick the defuse. A sick flick from Jerome. On the clan now, it's really now or never, buddy. You've got to make the flick happen. Unfortunately, runs out of time. nice to see BTR keeping the dream alive, to be honest. Wipes away the perception that this will be a one-sided matchup and keeps the dream going, that it will in fact be quite close. Slow and steady. Once more the storyline here. Aster not really risking too much, just setting themselves up in mid. Going to start to push and prod now. Undercover kind of forced into a bit of an awkward spot because he wants to support his team here with the short fight. Problem is he's completely mollied out. Jerome did make a little bit of noise by pushing forward in the end. Didn't even get the shot off, but somehow gets away with it before leaving. Just takes boiler control. Short, then pretty much locked in by Impression, who's just doing a number on long as well. Oh, this is uncomfortable to watch. How is Jerome still alive? I have no idea. Oh, the target selection from him nearly keeps him standing for another double kill as well. Doesn't quite pan out the way he hopes in the end, but still, bought a lot of time for his team. Hey, just contemplating going through that, I think. Oh, that timing. Excellent timing there from BTR. Jerome's target selection really was quite wonderful as well. He realised the player in the smoke coming at Apps couldn't quite see him, so he flipped down and focused on the player pushing through short instead to at least guarantee that kill was found. Smart time to call a timeout, I feel, as well. BTR do a few things they do need to work out to make these rounds that little bit cleaner. And given that Aster are on breaking point, and the scoreline is 5-6, there really isn't a better time. Nice little creative boost, but not going to lead to too much here. Just a moment of silence as no one faces Banana at all. Impression. Well, a solid double, no surprise there. Up to his old tricks as always. We're not going to see a 1-3 charge up through short to see if he can maybe tackle Kate on sight. You do have to worry about Jerome on long though, who will be there with the AWP just to try and cause some more problems. Thankfully, Dream is an app, so it's kind of an easy trade. Even then, control not established. Impression finally shut down, but still so much to do, so little resources. It's just a battle of attrition. When the BTR will win out quite comfortably. Okay, already another solid opener. Just dispatching of these pistols though, so I'm taking a huge amount of stock in it. Just gotta make sure they do keep it clean though. That's gonna be the main objective here. Don't allow these CZs etc. sneak anything in. Tell you what, it's nice to see Aster take the eco. Don't spend the cash, especially at this point in the game. good so far. Just Mayo and 81-3 left now. Great opportunity for BDR to try and close this one out. Not really obstacle. Just the unparalleled aggression from this T side. Straight up mid-mal will go. Finds not only one, but a chance at the second. Unfortunately, just doesn't expect Impression to be tucked in and cubby. And as he swings out wide, you can see him looking long, fully focused. What's going to happen there? That means he's caught off guard. Thankfully, Dream will be able to trade things back as he comes out through apps. Smoke towards long and a flash over as well. Bill pretty much bagged on the A site. Yes, we might see Impression do a little bit more towards long if anyone tries to cross through boiler or mid, but the bomb's on site. It doesn't really matter what goes on in mid right now, as long as they're wasting the time of the CTs, just delaying this retake. You have to be a little cautious of Kate, but I think in the grand scheme of things, they'll do okay. Just trade away at this point. You're in a 3-on-2. Aster looking fairly solid here. Take themselves their 7th. Solid flash over. This is the part now where you've just got to roll onto B, realise it's wide open for you. Rotations are there, but going to rely on decent timing, I think, for Kate and Co. Fortunately, they just don't have it. Now was able to mow them down. That clears up CT. You can hear the chickens clucking as they realise just how screwed BTR are now. Just a horde of players charging them down banana. There's nothing you can do there. You've got 4 players all facing you. You're basically screwed. Now's a better time than ever. Let's take a look at the odds for this match, of course, provided by our wonderful partner over at GGBet. Oh, they aren't showing up. That's not ideal. Let's see if we can fix that, shall we? I could just conveniently leave that up for just 2 seconds. If I take that, do a bit of that, and that. It's going to load up again. And still no odds, unfortunately. So, well, what I can say is the odds are on GGBet. Unfortunately, our graphic doesn't quite work. But, we'll, yeah, take a look at GGBet if you want all of the odds, of course, for the StarLadder minor and respective major as well. Pistol, starting nice and slow though. Nothing too mad happening just yet. I'm going to see early sign of banana take coming through, or at least a bit of pressure towards B. But obviously we know from the bomb and its subtle movements that BTR have other ideas. They'll be looking to take a control here. Imagine the leader split through long or short and wrap around the site. Problem is, undercover, he's hit a pretty nasty shot on you there. Nice trade to bring things back to an even standpoint, but you've got to deal with these players on site. BTR are playing the numbers game, whittling down the forces bit by bit. Just need to focus now on getting the plant, ideally. And if they can find the free pick on 813 without doing anything, therefore making it that free pick, then that would be pretty good too. Double peeking short, though, might be a bit of a problem. Depends on Jerome, to be honest. So far, so good, and well, it's all worked out for them, in fact. I think really now can be done. It should be fairly comfortable for them to lock this one in. 8-8. Rather unfortunate for Aster. They're kind of stuck with a bit of a bodge job now. A couple of pistols here and there. They've got a scout in play. Two of the Mag 7. Maybe you'll see some madness there, but I don't know. BTR play their cards right. I like to see them just group up and really do something solid towards B. Be one of the easier ways to approach these rounds. You don't give the scout any opportunity to find those tags. You don't give the shotgun the opportunity to get close and personal. The only thing you got to really contest with is those deagles, to be honest. And that, well, with some well-timed flashbangs, you can not remove the risk, but you do a pretty good job of minimizing the damage done. I say that, and then not a single flash is thrown on the sight take. Thankfully, thanks to the bullets left in the CZ, the damage is heavily minimized, but could have been a whole lot worse if we say had a P250 there. Would have been a double kill. That meant the kill would not have been found towards pit, and it all would have crumbled, to be honest. So BTR need to count their lucky stars. Player first oranges was playing with a CZ, because any other gun, we're looking at a different round here. It's more another round where being careful should really take priority. Here, of course, just the AK Mag 7 rest as flat USPs. With the one lone deagle in play, but I imagine that will bring the element of surprise. Bear in mind, it's just one gun on the B side, completely alone. If this is spotted by Impression and Co, then they'll just take the site by force, and well, that will pretty much be the round. Question is, will they realise that's the case before the rotation comes through? The benefit the CT side have got right now is because of the smoke, you can kind of get away with only having one player there, but once that smoke begins to fade, we may see a bit more of an eager BTR. Really depends on what they want to do though. They've got 3 players towards A, their options are completely open right now. Still very early into the round, although we're at 50 seconds, no real movement has taken place. Looks pretty good so far. The SMG is making some bank as well. Really couldn't be going any better for the T side right now. They're spotting them towards long as well, just taking down those in library. Impression should be able to finish this off, and there you have it. 10-8. Aster finally given an opportunity to compete in the second half now, though. Immediately on the full buy. We'll be able to get an AWP if they want it as well. I imagine Undercover will be the one to purchase it. Oh, he decides to go for the AUG. Does Mal want to go for it? And the answer is no. I don't think he had enough, to be honest. It would have had to have been quite a shoddily bought one, but I think I prefer the 5 AUGs anyway. Curious to see how this pans out. Very slow play from BTR, just creeping their way up. Grey mid pushing and prodding where appropriate, trying to see if they can get any sort of bite out of this CT side, but nothing at all. It's very passive play. Final contact comes in towards B, and it's a one-tap from Kate. That is going to prompt the full play, though. Just as we see 1-3 move out of position, he'll have to come back towards long. Swings out wide. So far, so good. There's two. Quick trade does take place. Does Jerome want to go towards A or double back towards B? So many decisions right now. You've got Dreamer up in apartments as well. That makes a huge difference to the round. Really, the big play to watch is going to be Dreamer hit below, though. His teammate on site isn't going to do too much without Dream support. Hopefully, it's going to be just a quick trade. Undercover doing his part as well. Brings it to a 2-on-1. Come full circle. Should be a plant. Oh, you need to plant, buddy. You need to plant. Oh! 2 seconds. You are cutting it close. By not planting the bomb, he agreed he would lose the game if the play didn't rush site, but he win it with a hunch. The whole goal was that his opponent would also know that he would have to plant the bomb, and therefore would likely rush site, taking the opportunity while he's planting to gain a bit of map position, like get actually close to the site, put him in a better chance to win the 1v1 post-plant. At the back of that, it works out, but that's a tough one. Pistols now, once again, in a rather off spot. Looks like Adrena's pretty much got it covered. We're going to go with Adrena, I think. I think it just sounds better. I'm not sure how else to pronounce it, so I think we'll stick with that for now. 4 Ts in play versus the 2 CTs. It's basic math that will tell you where this round is going to end up. It's looking like it will be a 12-8 lead here for the T side. Looking very dominant. So far, pretty much been, I was going to say, it's been a flawless half. I was just double checking myself there, but 5 rounds so far, all back to back for BTR. Looking very comfortable on their T side, arguably for an Inferno does her favour. Pressure, taking the ballsy peek, and it works out so well. Not only a frag, but over 180 damage in total, even getting the second kill to finish it all off. He's just going to push right through CT, get aggressive, really solidify this round. They don't expect him to be this deep. He's on an absolute riot right now. All 3 kills so far in the round belong to him. Undercover will be there to trade, but too little too late, I say. Only a 3-on-2, bomb down as well. That's the side of position. straight down through Banana. No care in the world, just looking for the damage done at this point. Nearly catching him, but in fact, we do see him just duck and weave back into T stairs. He's walked away on 5 HP. It's unfortunate for Aster. Could have been a great early frag for them. Ooh, the flames though. Dream in a great spot now. Lines them up mid. Doesn't look long, so it does give Impression an opportunity. But thankfully Undercover is going to lock that down anyway. Leaves it all on Dreamer now to clutch out on 1-on-3. Should know likely the position of Rick. Peeks into him. Makes the duel happen. Now 1-on-1. Does he know where Mayo's going to be? He expects him to be around the corner, and so he is. The SMG at that range. Only a minimal dink, 41 HP all he remains on as he clutches it out and carries BDR to 14-8. And back on an eco again. If they force this, potentially screwing themselves going into round 24, a very limited utility will happen if they try and get rifles up here, and those two remaining players will have to go for a FAMAS. Critical point now in the game for Aster, has to be said, with this all in play. The chips are stacked high at the centre of the table. Fourth trades, Aster making it look like they made it stick, but then crumbling in the final moments. Positioning from Dreamer could seal the deal here as he's up in apps, and I don't think they're aware of that fact. Your presence in pit proved to be a little problematic. So far so good, but unfortunately for him, he's just going to be pushed away. Doesn't know Mayo's in mid as well, which means he'll walk out back turned, and Aster will live to fight another day. The gamble pays off for them. Working wonders. Mayo can get one. Doesn't want to overextend for a second. I like that. Play it safe at this point if you're Aster. I think it's fair to say. Oh, that's unfortunate. Just a matter of timing. Oh, is he going to get caught though? Second player on Palace. I think he'll be alright actually. 3-1 apps just backs away in pit even. Looks it kind of well. Again, the timing in mid there is insane. Dreamer could have potentially found him if he looked a second later. It's just coming down to the wire. Impression is 1 HP and Dreamy is literally opposite them in hay bales. He might be able to do it all himself at this point, but no, it comes full circle back to the 1-on-1 again. Now unfortunate for Aster here. Just a glorified trade warp. That leaves us here, 35 seconds now. Spots his feet through the smoke, and it all works up from there. 14-10. They continue to hang on. Here to find Kate. Solid opener once again for Aster. He's in a great position. Deep smoke as well. And they find a kill right through it. I mean, that's just awkward for BTR. Really uncomfortable for them. You just hate to see it almost. Good positioning there. We'll be able to capitalise on the re-aggression from BTR, or repositioning, should I say. When you add in the deep push down mid, it all begins to really just fall to pieces for BTR, to be honest. They've had a pretty good run of it. The last couple of rounds really haven't gone their way. 14-2 likely will be 11. Not necessarily super worried, but the problem they've got to be thinking about is their economy. Case in point, they've got nothing left in the bank now. Likely to see 14-12 here. They lose their buy. 14-13. 14-14 on the table. Could be seeing a slightly different result if they're not careful. Another solid opener. Seems to be much more the same. Can't really not BTR there, unfortunately, just the pistols. This is the big one, though. Doesn't necessarily decide the outcome of the game, but has a critical effect on whether Aster will have a say in winning this one. 5 AKs. Not opting for an AWP or anything of the sort. Not really have the money for it, even if they wanted to be honest. It would have to be glass cannon. Nonetheless. It's all going to be about getting this one right. 14-12, a huge round in play. Impression going to go charging up through the top of Banana. A big nade going to come out, and that's going to secure a kill on towards Kate through the smoke. Again, for a 4th round in a row, Aster secure first blood. Significant damage is done, though. So at least there is that, a silver lining for BTR. Remains fairly one-sided, to be honest. Aster backing another pick here. More damage done to Impression. Ren is good for one, but I mean, there's just no silver lining here, no positive. Fortunately, has to just have some sort of read, in all honesty. Let's see, let's keep a close eye now on the exact positioning of Aster. I'm really curious to see sort of what has been the straw that's broke the camel's back, because BTR have been unable to pick up rounds here. Pistols running for a Molotov seems like a last-ditch attempt. Not surprised to see that happen. 4 quick frags with little to no response here. BTR just annihilated as 14-4 comes through. Right, now you've got the AWP if you want it. Double AWP hell if you really want to go that far. You've got all the utility for certain. There is no question marks on the buy of BTR. If there was a time for them to close this out now after such a strong early T-half, now is that time. But look at it, it's been a complete string of rounds from the CT side and the T side respectively. 6 back-to-back so far for Aster. They're on a run. Only 2 more miles to go. That'll be their marathon complete here on Inferno. This time around, banana present's going to be completely denied. One minute now, wrapping around. BTR have yet to give up a free kill from Aster. Free kill in the sense of losing a life with little gain. Always seems to be first blood is struck by the CT side, so nice that you see, at least for now, that's not the case. Issue as well is that on paper, the CT side looking pretty defenseless on B. It's all going to be on Rick, and was going to see the full util coming through. Is left completely blind, so can't catch anyone coming towards Paul. Starts to let rip, but we could be seeing a full 5-on-5 retake here. So far though, so good. 81-3 going to pick up the frag on Kate. Church controlled as well. BTR very boxed in, can't really get in good afterplants for a full V5 retake. Really need to retake areas of the map here. Church, a great way to start. See if they can continue their advances. Oh, they line up banana, that could be a double kill. Impression. Their own both spraying away. Dream will walk on up, more damage done. He's down to 8 HP remaining. Impression just wins the draw there on 81-3. I mean, it is all on Dream, who's been forced back banana. BTR right at the line. They'll creep across and at least guarantee overtime. Such a critical round. Already that first pick comes back into play again, and really is a free pick because there's nothing BTR can do. They do get aggressive on apps at least. Dream just giving the return over. That's of course thanks to Dreamer, but the battle still ensues and Aster are still the ones with the reins. Entirety now of this T side. Banked up in second mid. Not a huge disadvantage, only by 1-man difference. And it is going to be a 3v3 on the actual A site as well, so arguably you'd say it's pretty dead even. .50 seconds now. Molly towards long. That will clear Cubby. Flash is coming towards short. The push begins to take place. Orb already doing its job, picking them apart as they make their push happen. A shot missed will give an opportunity over to the T side, but not for long. 35 seconds to go. You need to make your advance happen. You need to flash in towards Pit. And you just got to go. They're waiting for some sort of rotator, but you don't have the time. 25 seconds now coming on around. That Orb is set up, ready to smite you down. Will swapped out for an Org in the end, but still... risky positioning here for the T side. Molly in towards Pit once more. Flash thrown as well. Starting to clear things out. They don't clear close. Undercover punishes that. And there you have it. Overtime on the board. 15-15. A winner yet to be decided. A perfect streak from BTR to start the second half, but it just wasn't enough. Aster came back, and they came back swinging. A streak of their own. 6 rounds. And that leads us here. MR3, 10k overtime, of course, folks. The money still is a thing you have to keep an eye on. Third round, if you lose every round, can become a little murky. No major damage done just yet. The only thing established is that banana control. Jerome is looking to work in with the Orb, and textbook play. I mean, the smoke comes through, but moments before, wants to see if he can find the jewel. Fortunately for Mao, just doesn't go his direction. Makes a change of pace though. BTR be feeling a little better about this one, I feel like. Going into it 5v4 now. Makes a welcome change too, all things considered. Good shot from the Orb, but limited resources going to make life very difficult for Aster now. Only 813 undercover remaining. They're both in CT, so Jerome doesn't have to worry too much. Just going to be looking to clear it off, and from there, I imagine relax from banana. Because see, money, of course, an issue. It's the save from undercover on 813. It's not necessarily a game-ending issue, you know, you're not going to see a full eco, but every little helps at this point when it comes to OT. Need to be very careful here, though, if you're BTR. We saw what happens when they get ahead of themselves. A lot of damage done by either side, in all honesty, but still neither side yet to nip that first kill. 35 seconds, do or die time. Now got to come through the BTR. They start making their movements happen. That's when they're going to be struck down by an AWP. Already a bad sign of what's to come, potentially. Undercover is on the site, but back turned. With no support means Jerome can just creep up, but he hasn't checked it. You've got to clear the site there. Lack of awareness haunts them because Undercover can just run right now. He swapped out the AWP for a rifle. Comes down to a 1v2 in the end, but thankfully, Dreamer has it covered. Could have been an absolute disaster of a round, and realistically, could have been one that Aster would have taken. (17-15) BTR now going for the clean sweep in OT. Would be pretty huge for them. And folks, you can see again, not to harp on about it too much, but the impact of economy in OT because of the fact that BTR have been collecting the ultimate round wins here, even with a bit of damage done by Aster. See every player practically on $0 now, and utility still scarce for them. Grouping up once again now. Looks like BTR invested a little utility to B, going for the long fake, and so far so good. You got 3 players dedicated to the site. To be cautious of is BTR, but he's a little quick on the trigger. Fortunate for 813, but that's pretty much now going to give up this site here. With Dream dying the way he has, another missed shot. It's pretty much over now. 3 on 5. I don't see a way that Aster are going to be able to crack onto A. Really, it all begins from those 2 missed AWP shots. Yeah, going to do a good bit of damage, but Jerome will already be there to cut him down. Dreamer to finish things off, and there's the clean sweep. 18-15. 3 rounds now required from Aster. Meanwhile, just a 1 for BTR. The odds will tell you, this is looking pretty tough for Aster now. Well, we saw them come back before. That's unfortunate. Burning in the flames, not the greatest way to start the show. Sure, going to come through top banana. That's only going to further cause issues here. It's that looking hot to pick up their first T round and less impression. Oh, buddy, no. Surely not. How does that happen then? Makes it a 3v3. He's going to get aggressive. Great flash. That kill is so valuable. Okay, 81-3, stepping up to the plate with the AWP. Misses 2 shots in the round prior, but this time, landing everything that counts. A double kill there out of nowhere. May well have just saved the day. It's all going to be on Dreamer in the 1-on-2. That's a kit. That's decent utility. Angle being held. Shot missed. That becomes an issue. Molotov thrown as well. Will force the peak now. Well, the shot connects in the end. So Aster, 1 on the board. 2 to go. Just a 1 for BTR still. Another solid opener. Just going to further show just how close this down series is. The consistency of 81-3 is something that we talked about, though. He's been sort of here, there, and everywhere this series. Some great, solid picks. Some clutch double kills, as we've just seen in the round prior. OT round 4, of course. But other time, he's missing some of the easy ones. Inconsistency proving to be a bit of a sore point for him, it seems. Let's see, though. Aster, they've got Rick on 6 HP. Dreamer in a great position to be able to do some damage as the A play comes through. Drop on down. Will be immediately headshot out the server, but impression on the boxes. Do we have more to say? No, the answer is no. Slap back immediately. Rick as well landing a shot of his own. Doesn't matter who I switch to because they're just dying immediately. The thing is, if Rick peeks this and misses, he's so low HP that you'll see a bit of a problem. Undercover likewise if he dies. Could change the outcome of the round, but thankfully, the dogfight is going to favour Aster. Now it is one round either side. Both teams, incredible T-sides. CT sides a little lackluster, I think. What I find interesting as well, actually, is that there have been no tap pauses called. You think someone would like take a moment and just assess what's going on in the game, given that you're in OT and it's 18-17, but you know, just going to run with it. Good flash. Left line, but they don't deal with the player close. They choose to opt for the range duel instead. That comes back to bite them. Thankfully, the B site isn't being pushed just yet, though. Impression can get himself into a position if he wants to. Play a little bit more forward, say sandbags, for example. Oh, left completely blind, but no one there to play off of it. That'll be a saving grace. Molly comes through. 81-3 now going to be the player to watch here to see if he can connect that shot. It looks like it might all be a ruse. Lots of utility being thrown, but we know for a fact no one is coming. Both players there. The only player on A is Dreamer, and he's got a UMP, which, well, it's probably one of the worst weapons you want in this scenario, to be honest, for the poor guy. Yes, he might be able to do some stuff towards short, but it's going to be real tough elsewhere. Rome needs to land a pretty sick 1D here as well, to be honest, if he wants to really have a say in this round. Clear off long if possible. Not going to happen. So far, not so good. Bang on short, not going to connect either. That leaves Impression a 1v3 to deny the second OT in this matchup. Pete comes through, but 8-1-3 gets it done. 18-18, second OT now going to happen. Both teams struggling tremendously so on their CT side. BTR now opting for a triple stack towards Banana, at least early on. I imagine we'll see Impression leave later stages in the round. Yeah, almost immediately coming through. Deep Banana control has been the aim of the game here, but not without sacrifices. Obviously, A-play going to come through. Good flash. Can't quite get the double, but still good damage here. Unfortunately, jumping through the smoke's a little questionable. And that brings us full circle back to this 3-on-2 and a bit more of an achievable round, to be honest. 80 though, finding 81-3 does put BTR in a bit of a better spot. All that remains is Mao. It's creeping around, looking to see if he can get towards long. Spotted. Immediately dealt with. 19-18. BTR do take a round on their CT side. Jerome. Good little cheeky boost to try and catch off Dream there. BTR once again in getting the early frag now. They will give things back somewhat though by taking down Adren. B-play, of course, soon to come through. Quick rotation is there for impression, but what more will be done? It's the player backside, Kate. Is living up to the hype right now. Double kill with the Org as he'll sound the trigger. 81-3 will make the advance happen though with the Orb. It's only good for one. Fortunately, he's the only one left remaining. Surely not. Surely it's not going to happen. Good plant on B. Molly towards Banana buys him time, and he's just going to go park that all backside and hold Banana, isn't he? Right, now, when you look at the CT side, they've got 2 flashes. Arguably here, this should be avoidable. Yes, it's going to be a bit of a timing shot. It still could be something that 813 finds, but a good flash is all this would require. Shoulder peek. The shot lands, but doesn't quite finish him off. Will require a second one now to get it done. The shoulder peek from 81-3 this time, just to get the information. Peeks out wide, and from there, we've taken on down. A solid attempt, but it won't quite be enough. BTR up to 20 here now on their CT side.
Counter-terrorists win.
Huge issues for Aster here, to be honest. With the success of BTR on their CT side, questions have to start to be asked now if Aster will be able to survive on their CT side as well. Push finally begins to take some shape. Kate will be there to let rip. Only good for 2 so far, but might just be enough. Really depends now on what those players on site can do, but the answer seems to be nothing. They're left blind now, flash after flash, pouring on in. As they peek, they drop like flies. There you have it, 21-18, BTR, another flawless OT run. Surely this is the one they can close. You think, with such a successful T-side, that the worry wouldn't be there, that they'd be able to just get it done? But generally, I'm not sure. Banana proving to be the same old point of contention. Rick down at 87 HP as he eats a full nade. Meanwhile, 81-3 delivers with the AWP. Once again, though, Jerome packing the goods. Causes the immediate trade. Mayo jumping, but somehow gets away with it. Okay, fair enough. Thankfully, Impression will be there in mid to trade it right back, but that's a weird kill to find. Fair play to them. Incredible decisions coming out. I can't change camera for some reason. Thanks, CSGO. Great pushes coming through from Aster, though. A bit of a back and forth round, but credit to Aster. They really brought the heat to BTR there. Did not want to back out of any of those fights. Just kept taking the jewels. Looks like I'm going to see a stop get called, judging by the taps I can hear in my ears. Although this will trigger potentially a win here, I imagine we're going to see that round rollback. Rather unfortunate this late in OT to have such a tech issue, but it is what it is. These things happen. Just waiting, folks, for a further update. Let's see what will unfold here. Of course, we are going to see a round tick over to Aster, but just to really reiterate, folks, it's not a live round.
Counter-terrorists win.
We go, though. Pause called, and the rollback takes shape. A little curious on what's happening here, as every player is dead, and server hasn't restarted. So, yeah, Let's see if we can get an update from the team. Just yet. Yeah, they need one more round. I mean, we were close, but we were pretty close to potentially the end of that one. And it looks like we're going to be hit with a bit of a break here. Unfortunately, folks, I don't have any update just yet, but I imagine this may well be a server change. Not necessarily sure what the reasoning is, but we'll have to figure this out. See, I have alerted the admins who I'm sure are already handling this, just giving it an update. Looks like, well, so they're aware of it and they're working on it. So what I'm going to do, folks, is throw to a very short break. And once we have a bit more of an update, I'll bring it right back and we can wrap up this OT.
I just can't let you go. Lord knows that I've tried to. You said I was the only one. No one likes being lied to. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I wanna burn all the bridges between us. like I need it. And we may have some history, but we don't have to repeat it. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I'm gonna burn all the bridges between us. I can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. 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 I just need to. I just need to clear my head. I just need to. I just need to clear my head. I just need to. I just need to clear my head. I just need to. I just need to clear my head. Can't focus. I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my. I just need to clear my head. Oh, clear my head. I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear my head. I opened my eyes to see my shadows dissolving in oceans deep. I'm getting swept off my feet and pulled into the fading tide. Crashing over my heart, I can't stop this feeling.
welcome back, folks. Here we are, of course, with what may well be the final round of this map. We'll have to see. It is, of course, BTR versus Aster after a short tech issue was resolved. Fortunately, these things happen. We just have to roll with the punches and get it done. And that is the plan right now for BTR. Push themselves up to 22 and roll on map number 2. Let's see exactly what's going to happen. The spam comes in towards Apps, but nothing too crazy to come from it, unfortunately. Not even a single point of damage at the end. On banana control, meanwhile, will be contended. Deep smoke and the molly means that it's pretty much theirs. Molly towards mid as well is going to mean that Aster actually are really pushing back BTR. Don't let them do anything on their T side, do they? Of course, it is going to be an A all in effectively, straight out the wraps. Already one headshot. Dreamer just tapping heads right now. This man is on fire. It's all going to be an 81-3. He can find nothing. And this is pretty much done here. It's a 2-on-4. They have to retake the site in an impossible fashion. So much utility on this T side as well. They can just bang out flashes for days. They can re-smoke to make matters worse. That's so unfortunate. What a brutal way to close this one out. Mao, last man standing. He'll do what he can, but, well, he's already running away. Like we just had the realization that saving here is pretty much off the table. Yep, knife out. He is just staring at a wall, letting it happen. There you go. 22-19, map 1. A double OT victory in the end for BTR. Cut it very close, but finally able to find some rounds on their CT side. That was all it took to get them over the line. Map 2, folks, is where we are going to be heading. Certainly set to be an interesting best of 3, given the results of Inferno. Of course, now we are heading to BTR's map pick. It is, of course, going to be Train. Do not go anywhere. We'll be rolling right to that second map in just a few moments' time. But before we go, we'll, of course, have to give a message and a shout out to our wonderful sponsors, GGBet, who provide all the odds for these matches. You can find them, of course, in any of the minor matches. You head on over to HLTV or just to GGBet directly. You can make sure to get involved. Until then, folks, I'm back with you with map number 2 in just a few moments' time.
Charge up your game with excitement. Highest odds on the market. Coverage of all live and pre-match events. Place your bets with Solid Bookmaker and win with your favorite teams. Take what's rightfully yours with GG.